Hello and welcome to the Piano Man's Library. I am the Piano Man's wife, the face you will see most often on this channel. We call it the Piano Man's Library because he's the one that curated the majority of our library. So I must give him the credit. Now, today I'm going to be doing the BookTube Newbie Tag. And I'm excited for this. I've been around for a while. And I wasn't sure if I was going to stick around when I started. I wanted to do a year-long book bingo, and I wanted to be able to show the things that the books that I was using for the poems. And yes, I have fallen in love with making videos and sharing them with you. So I am here to stay for a good while, I hope. So that answers the first question. Question number 2 is, what are some unique things that you can bring? Well, we have a very large, very extensive home library, and we read all of the books, not at once, and we haven't read all of them by any means. But yes, we have a very large library, and maybe there's some things that you haven't seen before. What are you most excited for? And I mentioned the book bingo that I was a part of, and I love all of the challenges that come up through the year, and I want to be a part of that. So I'm very excited for those, and as well as the conversation about books. I love talking about books, and maybe sometimes too much, but I love books. Why do you love reading? Well, that has evolved over time. I started as an escape, and then I moved into education, self-learning, and then I discovered, hey, you can do both. So that's where I'm at now. When did you start reading? I would say reading for fun and escape was in my teens. Around our house, we had mostly Harlequin romances, and so that's what I started with. And then I discovered that there was more than Harlequin romances, and carried on from there. What book got you into reading? Well, besides the Harlequins, after that, the next book that got me into the world of books, that there was more books in the world. It happened to be a Daniel Steele novel, and for the life of me, I cannot think of what it was. At the time, I tried looking back, and at the time, she had over 30 bestsellers. So I don't know what it was. I tried to narrow it down, and it didn't. I couldn't think what it was. But I have to thank her. And from there, I've moved on, like I said, to other romance writers. and then history, and now I'm into classics and, well, everything, as you see as we continue this. What kind of books do you like to read? And I must say, I like to read pretty much anything. I don't like things too spicy or with too much bad language. But yeah, I'll read just about anything. And I do not have a lot of experience with fantasy or science fiction. Those aren't my go-tos, shall we say? But I'm still evolving as a reader, which is, I think, a good thing. Where do you read? And primarily, I read right here in this chair. The way things are, I don't necessarily take books with me when I go out, and this is just my comfy chair. What does your book collection look like? And as I said earlier, it is vast and wide-ranging. So we have well over 5,000 books in our library, and the majority of those would be nonfiction. There's all different kinds of religious books. There are history books, ancient history books. There's some classics in there, and music books because, well, the Piano Man. Although I do read some of them myself. And then children's books and young adult, etc., etc. I think pretty much everything. And at the end of the video, I'll try and do a rapid fire of some of the books that I hope to read in the next few months. So let's see. The next question would be questions to ask your favorite booktubers. And I don't think I have any right at the moment because if I have an opportunity to ask questions, I usually do. So thank you to everyone who has answered my questions so far. The challenges that you have to overcome. And I think for me, the biggest one is lighting. I really need to get myself some kind of light because no matter what I do in this area, there's always shadows and stuff. So it's supposed to be about the books, but I know that it can be distracting when things aren't quite right. Yes, and the last thing is for concluding thoughts. And I thought for that, I would just try and quickly mention or show you a few books that I will be reading in the next little while. And of course, I'm a terrible rule breaker, so while I say that I'm going to be reading these things in the next little while, I could go with something completely different in reality. So, but I do need to finish up this book bingo. So, some of these are definitely going to be on there. One of the things that I'm doing for myself is reading through Charles Dickens in order of publication, and I am up to Dombey and Son. I like Victorian literature. I like American literature. This one, I like to read the originals and try remakes. And then, of course, I like the nonfiction versions and to see that these are definitely fiction books. I like American history, above ground, American history underground. I like world history. I like translated works. There's Russian and French there. And we have some Catholic books here. I like vintage books. I like pretty books. I love great books. We actually have 2 sets of these, and this is mine, and I do read them. I don't like war, but I like reading about war and war stories. So this one is fiction. I like historical fiction. I like big books. I like small books. I like biographies of people that I love and don't necessarily agree with. I like Catholic authors. I like buddy reading. This one I'm buddy reading with the Piano Man right now. I like different points of view. So we have British history and American history. And yes, so those are a few of the things that I will be reading in the next little while. So if any of those things are interesting to you and you want to find out what I think about them and have a discussion, please subscribe and come back again. Thank you very much, and we hope you have a great day. Goodbye.